Governor Mike DeWine may have just made Vivek Ramaswamy the next governor of Ohio. How's that? Well, Governor DeWine was tasked with appointing a replacement for J.D. Vance, who is going to be sworn in as the vice president on Monday the 20th. He chose Jon Husted, who was his two-term lieutenant governor. Now, okay, so what, right? Well, we'll talk about the Husted choice in a minute, but that opens the door for someone to step in to run for governor in 2026, as DeWine is term limited and can't run again. Husted was the choice of the party to be that next governor candidate. But he has disavowed any interest in running for governor since he's accepted the appointment to replace Vance. So Husted, a very solid conservative, will be a good choice for the Senate, and he will support President Trump's agenda in a very strong way. And he has the background in Ohio to ensure that we keep this seat. If you didn't know, he was a member of the House of Representatives in Ohio. He rose to the rank of Speaker and then Secretary of State for 2 terms, and now has served as Lieutenant Governor. Well known and well liked throughout the state. He will make that seat solid Republican for years to come. So where does Ramaswamy come in? Well, you know, Vivek was born in Cincinnati and is an Ohioan. He's receiving a lot of national attention now as the co-chair of the Doge Committee with Elon Musk. And that only will play to help him in Ohio politics. It's a natural fit now for Vivek to move into some sort of a leadership position as he wants to position himself for a run for president. He's young, he's brash, and that turns some of the party rhinos off, but he's, he got double digits in the polls for quite a while and has been a very strong Trump supporter. This state is really not a swing state anymore. It's solidly red, and it's important that whoever runs for governor wins and keeps the state red because, number one, no Republican wins the White House without Ohio. So having that governor and the governor's chair is a very important thing for the success of the party in 28 and going forward. Now, whether Vivek runs or not will remain to be seen. It's early, way early, but I think the time is growing near for him to tip his hand so that he can get the field narrowed down and obtain the party nomination for the governorship. Take a look at this clip that I've put together and let us know your thoughts about Vivek becoming the governor of Ohio in the comments.
I have seen him. I know his knowledge of Ohio. I know his heart. I know what he cares about. I know his skills. And all of that tells me that he is the right person for this job.
In Ohio today, the governor, Mike DeWine, announcing a replacement for J.D. Vance in the Senate. Jon Husted, his own lieutenant governor. After nearly 2 decades in Ohio politics, Husted will now serve in the Senate, at least until 2026. That's when Vance's term is up, and then there would be a special election to fill out, I should say, the final 2 years of Vance's term. That's when the special election would be. The lieutenant governor of Ohio joins the program right now. Congratulations on the appointment, and thank you for coming on. We appreciate it. The timing of all of this, if I could start there, 2026 is also, as you know, but our audience might not know, when there's a governor's race in Ohio. So as you go into this position, is your intention to run for a full term in the Senate? How do you view it?
Yeah, absolutely. I wouldn't have taken the appointment unless I intended to run to keep this seat and help keep a Republican majority in the U.S. Senate.
Ohio's Governor Mike DeWine announcing the replacement for J.D. Vance, who, of course, will no longer be a senator there in Ohio. He's going to be our vice president. But there's also word that Vivek Ramaswamy may be planning to run for Ohio governor come 2026 because DeWine will not be able to run due to term limits. We know Ohio's really not a swing state anymore. Does this mean that he has some pretty good odds of being Ohio's next governor?
Think about the massive rise of Vivek Ramaswamy, Nicole. 18 months ago, a year ago, 18 months, 2 years ago, whatever it was, whenever he got in, he was a political unknown, complete unknown. Ended up rising to double digits in the polls. And we've seen that often in presidential primaries, right? Like I think of Carly Fiorina back in 2016. She rose to double digits and then, of course, ended up not getting the nomination. But, you know, it's not like her political future went anywhere. The complete opposite for Vivek Ramaswamy. He is now going to have a pretty big, if nothing else, presence, or at least stay in the headlines here in the upcoming months for DOGE, the Department of Government Efficiency, which he's going to be standing up and running and playing a big part of alongside Elon Musk, the wealthiest man in the world. And then the question is, what do you do next? And there's some reporting there here in Washington today from the Washington Post that he might run for governor there of Ohio. And if you just start to map this out and game plan this out for Vivek Ramaswamy, who is a relatively young guy, especially in the political landscape, what does his future look like over the upcoming years, over the upcoming decades? We'll see.